Good morning. Grab your cup. If you're focused on changing patterns, toxic patterns in your life where you constantly feel stressed and anxious, maybe you work too much, maybe you people please, maybe your relationship patterns are toxic, here's something that can make a difference for you, because if we get focused on healing, we actually focus on the identity of needing to be healed. So what I mean by that is we get focused on the story of the pain. We get focused on the wounds that happened that we're trying to overcome. And the story gets perpetuated over and over when we keep saying, I'm healing this, I'm healing that. It creates a space that says, I need healing. If you change even just that to say, I'm growing into a better version of myself. I'm growing into what's next for me. I'm growing into different patterns. Now, even just that context change has you see yourself as growth-oriented rather than stuck. It sees yourself as someone who is focused on solving the problem, not being held down with the problem or by the problem. You know what I mean? So when we use words like wounding and trauma and healing, we can oftentimes get very anchored into, create our identity around that. And I'm just offering you the opportunity to change your identity from that. So it's not that things happened to you. You could consider things happened through you and for you. Even the difficult things for you to get you to the next place, to open up a different door, to expand yourself. So I'm growing rather than I'm healing. And instead of I'm releasing trauma, I'm creating more life energy. Because when we stay stuck in that identity of pain and healing and woundedness, it zaps our life force energy. It actually consumes it and burns it up. And we notice that in our health. We notice that in our vitality, the vitality that we bring to life. But if you're growing into a better version of yourself and you're restoring life force energy rather than healing trauma, try that small but very significant change. I know as I've gone through my life and been in therapy at different times throughout my life, and then my clients also say the same things. I have clients who will say, I've been in therapy for 30 years and I've made more progress in the last month than I did in all that therapy, because therapy can often, and there's a lot of different therapists and different kinds of therapy, and there's therapists can bring different tools to the table for sure. But therapy can often keep you stuck in the story. You tell the same painful story over and over. It keeps anchoring you more into that. And if that's what's happened to you, the coaching that I do is very different. Transformational coaching is focused on moving forward, not staying in that story. So one context, again, that you can try, shift from healing to growing or expanding, shift from wounded trauma to the idea of gaining more life force energy and vitality. This is what I'm doing to actually be bigger in my life, to expand more. And shift your thoughts of yourself from one who's been at the receiving end of hard things to one who's had hard things move through them in order to allow them to grow. If that speaks to you, I'd love to talk to you about the work that I do. Go ahead and put talk in the comments, and we'll generate a link that you can book a free appointment and have a conversation with us about that. Have a good day.